15-year-old Sebastian Rogers was reported missing on Monday, February 26, 2024, by his mother and stepfather, Katie and Chris Proudfoot. If you've been following the case, you know about the two light sources that were seen moving outside Sebastian's home around 3:10 a.m. on the day Sebastian vanished. It's believed by many that these two lights were held by people and were flashlights. And it's hard to believe that those lights are not somehow related to Sebastian's disappearance. Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers, and the Proudfoots have both come out to say that those lights are on garbage trucks and are of no evidentiary value. And the movement of the lights is not on streets in the neighborhood, but rather on common ground areas outside Sebastian's house and a neighbor's house, meaning the lights are on the grass. The police have not clarified what those lights are. They've not said that the lights are on garbage trucks, but they also haven't said what exactly the lights are. And that might be because they don't want to show all their cards to the people in the case who have not been cleared, namely Seth Rogers and Katie and Chris Proudfoot. None of the parents have been cleared. Retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer is saying that the police likely did not want the time of that footage released to the public. However, reporter Nick Barris basically outed the footage, being the wily investigative reporter that he is, and we've been speculating about those lights ever since. Coffindaffer also said that the time of the video footage, 3:10 a.m., is unequivocally the correct time. So all the chatter about the camera's time being off by 2 hours is BS, per Coffindaffer. So let's put 3:10 a.m. in our notes about the case. It's a very important time. It provides us with a concrete timeline. I personally believe that Sebastian went missing from the home he shared with the Proudfoots right around the 3:10 a.m. hour. I further believe that that mystery car that turned up in the neighborhood right around the same time is also related to Sebastian's disappearance. Occam's razor would tell us that Sebastian disappeared from his home around 3:10 a.m. and that he was ferried away in the mystery vehicle. FYI, Occam's razor says that the simplest explanation is usually the best one. I further believe that it would have been impossible for Katie Proudfoot not to be aware of all these happenings outside and inside. The dogs in the house would have been barking, probably. The house's back door would likely have been the one that Sebastian exited through. And Sebastian, as a child who would never go outside barefoot due to a bad experience with fire ants when he was younger, would have had to have been forced out that back door if he was barefoot. He also likely would not have wanted to go outside into the darkness and the February cold at 3 a.m. I have wondered if Sebastian was alive or deceased when he made that journey from his house to that mystery car. Allegedly, again, this is my opinion, I'm going to say that he was likely alive. The only reason I considered the deceased scenario is because some of the noises that Katie Proudfoot described hearing after Sebastian went to bed are mysterious. In some interviews, she described it as Sebastian perhaps playing in his bedroom, but in another, she used the ominous word thud to describe that sound. I've wondered if this noise really happened, and if so, what exactly was it, and was it connected somehow to Sebastian's disappearance? Reporter Nick Barris of News Channel 5, again, he's the one who shared the light video, also published an article on March 26 of 2024, which was exactly 1 month after Sebastian was reported missing. In the article, Barris talked about being granted full access to the Sumner County Emergency Operations Center. Barris said it was the first time a reporter had been inside it to see what's been done to find Sebastian. Ken Widener, the director of Sumner County Emergency Management Agency, who spearheaded the official search for the missing child, showed Barris the sophisticated search mapping system. Widener also said the search was nonstop during the first 8 days after Sebastian disappeared. He also said that divers and spelunkers are cave explorers, were deployed to area ponds and sinkholes, as well as to the many caves in the area. He also said every storm drain within a half-mile of Sebastian's home was searched. Widener also stated that the home was searched at least 10 times, and that bloodhounds and cadaver dogs were used. We know scent dogs were at the Proudfoot home on the same day Sebastian was reported missing. Widener was quoted by Nick Barris as saying this about the scent dogs, quote, "None of them were ever on the trail of Sebastian," end quote. So, according to Ken Widener, none of the dogs was ever on Sebastian's live or deceased scent. This contradicts what Chris Proudfoot has said about the scent dogs possibly tracking Sebastian's scent down to the retention pond. I'm sharing this to say that, despite the thud Katie Proudfoot described, I think it's unlikely Sebastian was deceased when he left his Hendersonville, Tennessee home. But then again, per Widener, none of the bloodhounds looking for a live Sebastian latched onto his scent trail either. We've all heard that scent trails disappear when someone gets into a car. But you'd think that if Sebastian got into that mystery car that turned up around 3 a.m., then the bloodhounds should have been able to track his scent from the Proudfoot house to where the car was parked. I looked up how quickly a person's scent trail can disappear and read that it can easily disappear through the wind as wind disperses scent molecules across a wide area, making it difficult to follow a scent trail by significantly reducing its concentration in any one spot. Strong winds can essentially erase a scent trail by carrying it far away from the source. Then I looked up how strong the winds were in Hendersonville, Tennessee on that Monday, February 26, 2024. According to Wonderground.com, the maximum wind speed on Monday, February 26 was 20 miles per hour. Now, 20 miles per hour is not considered a strong wind. Instead, it's described as a moderate breeze on what's called the Beaufort wind scale. FYI, in case you don't know, like I didn't know, the Beaufort wind scale is a system used to estimate and establish wind speeds based on observed conditions on land and sea. It was developed in 1805 by Admiral Sir Francis Beaufort of the British Royal Navy. A little history lesson for you. Based on all of this, I don't think wind was a factor in Sebastian's scent not being picked up by the dogs. I also read that the chances of any scent remaining directly on the pavement of a sidewalk are slim after a 4-day period, but the chance of scent surviving by clinging onto the moisture on grass and in shady areas where there are bushes and trees is very likely. Scent apparently needs some moisture to survive. The maximum humidity on February 26, 2024 was 55%. The day before and the day after, the maximum humidities were 78% and 79% respectively. A 55% humidity level indicates a moderate amount of moisture in the air. So there should have been some moisture for Sebastian's scent trail to cling onto outside the house on the grass for at least the first few days. I also read that if somebody gets into a body of water and either walks through it or swims through it for a distance, that's another way to get rid of a scent trail. I then Googled what can people do to help get rid of somebody's scent trail. Well, apparently hunters use commercially available scent masking sprays or powders to cover their natural odor when they don't want their prey to detect them through their scent. Hunters who want to ensure that their scent is masked also wash with scent-free soap, shampoo with scent-free shampoo, and use scent-eliminating deodorants. They may even go so far as to wash their clothes with scent-free detergent. So it sounds like our scent includes both our body odor and also the scents that we're wearing or the scents that are on our clothing through things like detergent. What if somebody who wanted a child like Sebastian to disappear without a trace did these same Google searches and seized upon all these methods for reducing Sebastian's scent trail? Does it seem preposterous that somebody would go to this length to try and minimize Sebastian's scent outside his home and to try and prevent scent dogs from picking up on his scent trail? To me, this seems plausible. To make a child go poof in the night without getting caught, without leaving evidence or a scent trail, seems like something that would take a lot of planning. Therefore, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities for someone to have taken these precautions to try and prevent Sebastian's scent from providing clues. I mean, we've talked about how someone could have used a device to jam the neighbor's security systems to disable their alarms and security cameras. Thieves do use these gadgets to break into homes with security systems. And the stakes could not be higher when you're trying to commit a crime like this without getting caught. Let's face it, nobody wants to spend a lifetime in prison. We've seen other alleged perpetrators try and plan the perfect crime, allegedly. I'd venture to say that some criminals actually enjoy the planning of their crimes as much as they do carrying out the crimes. It's like a challenge to them, figuring out how can I get away with this without getting caught. And we've also heard about duper's delight, which is when somebody does something and they think they've gotten away with it, and they smile and joke because they believe they're smarter than the rest of us and that they've gotten away with something. All of this got me thinking about the clothing Sebastian was said to have been wearing when he vanished: black sweatpants and a long-sleeve black top. Could those items and their color, black, have been specifically selected as well so as to blend into the pitch darkness of the 3 a.m. hour? We've all seen movies of criminals dressed from head to toe in black. And what did witness Dylan Mortensen of the Idaho 4 case in Moscow, Idaho, say the perpetrator was wearing? She described a male figure clad in black clothing and wearing a black mask over his mouth and nose. Therefore, I don't think Sebastian wearing all black that night was a coincidence. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time on Bed Crime Stories. Love ya.